Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is special number 10 closing in on Liverpool first team move. Xabi Alonso reportedly wants Real Madrid to sign 22-year-old German international Florian Wirtz from Liverpool in the future. According to a report by Spanish outlet Defensa Central, Florian Wirtz is the subject of interest of Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso is driving Los Blancos' prospective move for the struggling Liverpool playmaker, having coached the young creative genius at Bayer Leverkusen for a couple of seasons. The Real Madrid manager warmly greeted Wirtz ahead of his team's UEFA Champions League clash with Liverpool. Alonso is certain that Wirtz is a player of spectacular quality who will ultimately succeed at Liverpool in the coming years. However, the Spanish tactician will be ready to take his former charge to Real Madrid if that does not happen. Florian Wirtz has struggled to make his mark since joining Liverpool from Bayer Leverkusen in a mega-money deal worth €125 million in the summer transfer window. The 22-year-old arrived with much hype and fanfare surrounding him after taking the Bundesliga by storm in the last half a decade. However, that has not translated into match-winning performances for Liverpool. The German international has managed only 3 assists in 15 outings thus far for Liverpool, and he has yet to contribute to a goal in the Premier League. However, that has not affected Wirtz's stock in the market, with Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso knowing his worth and appreciating his quality. Real Madrid's potential interest in Florian Wirtz is understandable. The Merengues have struggled for creativity from the middle of the park since Toni Kroos called time on his career. Additionally, Los Blancos parted ways with Luka Modric in the summer transfer window. Didi Hamann recently warned Liverpool that Wirtz may leave Liverpool to join Real Madrid in the future if his situation at the Merseyside club does not improve. The youngster's qualities make him an ideal fit at Real Madrid, and with Xabi Alonso pushing for a reunion, a deal may be on the cards in a few years. Meanwhile, Wirtz is not the only Liverpool player on Real Madrid's wishlist, as the Real Madrid manager has also reportedly asked Los Blancos to sign Ibrahima Konate and others. As for Wirtz, it will be interesting to see if the 22-year-old German international reunites with Alonso at the Santiago Bernabéu in the future. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our second news is Liverpool preparing an offer to sign PSG star Vitinha. Liverpool are reportedly preparing an offer to sign Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Vitinha, as per Spanish outlet Fichajes. After coming through FC Porto's youth system, the 25-year-old made his first-team debut back in 2020. However, the Portuguese giants were forced to let him leave due to FFP regulations, and Wolves decided to sign him on a loan deal. The English club had an option to make the move permanent at the end of the 2020-21 season. But Vitinha made only 5 starts in the Premier League, so they opted not to buy him. Having returned to Estadio do Dragão, the midfielder displayed eye-catching performances, and after being impressed by him, PSG decided to purchase him back in 2022. The Portuguese initially took time to settle into his new surroundings, but he has been displaying excellent performances since Luis Enrique's arrival as the manager. He helped Les Parisiens win the quadruple last term and has established himself as one of the best midfielders in the world. Moreover, he has been a key player in Roberto Martinez's Portugal national team starting lineup, Vitinha to Liverpool. Now, Fichajes state that Liverpool are planning to upgrade the midfield department in the upcoming transfer window and are keen on purchasing the 25-year-old. Arne Slot's side are even preparing an offer of around £132 million to seal the deal with the player's existing deal set to run until 2029. PSG value Vitinha at around £79 million, but they don't want to let him leave and are determined to keep him at the club. So, Liverpool are willing to make an unrefusable proposal to sign the midfielder. However, agreeing on a deal in principle with Les Parisiens won't be the only obstacle for the Reds to finalize the move, as they will also have to persuade the player to join with the right sporting project. Vitinha is a deep-lying playmaker and has experience playing in the Premier League. He possesses the necessary attributes to flourish in Slot's possession-based system. So, the Portuguese would be a great coup for the Merseyside club should they eventually manage to secure his services in the winter transfer window. Liverpool's transfer revolution under Arne Slot continues. Fire after sealing a record £116 million move for Florian Wirtz, reports claim the Reds are now preparing offers for PSG's Vitinha and Real Madrid's Eduardo Camavinga. Meanwhile, a special number 10 talent from the academy is closing in on his first team debut. Arsène Wenger has revealed how Liverpool destroyed their midfield to accommodate Wirtz, but it could be a masterstroke. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our third news is £100 million and he's yours. Liverpool learn new asking price for England forward. Liverpool will soon be given a definitive asking price for one of their preferred attacking targets. Despite spending £450 million in the summer transfer window, on players like Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, there is a sense that the Reds are not done adding to their attack. Next summer we could see the Premier League champions attempt to find a buyer for Mohamed Salah, who will be coming up on his 34th birthday, and we could also see an upgrade sought for Cody Gakpo on the left. Michael Olise and Antoine Semenyo are two names which have exploded into focus in recent months, but there is another long-term favorite who could soon be back on the menu. Aston Villa line up new deal for Rodgers. Morgan Rodgers, 23, was previously proposed as a potential Anfield arrival with Aston Villa struggling to meet PSR requirements. But Unai Emery's side made up the money with sales elsewhere and Rodgers stayed as Villa's attacking fulcrum. The England international could still end up leaving in 2026, given Villa's lack of financial headroom. And Liverpool, along with 6 other major clubs, have all registered their formal interest. That's according to a new report from Team Talk, which claims that Villa are set to insert a buyout clause in Rodgers' contract. Currently tied to Villa until 2030, following a renewal less than 12 months ago, it's been reported that Villa want to add another year onto that deal. And the release clause, when it comes, will be set at £100m. New Rodgers deal will have £100 million clause. Villa are deep into advanced negotiations that will extend Rodgers' contract until 2031, adding an extra year onto his freshly inked 2030 deal, the report reads. The deal is set to include a release clause that reads like a ransom note to the Premier League's super-rich. It's understood to be close to £100 million. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, PSG, Bayern Munich, Chelsea and Tottenham all registered formal interest. That seems like a steep price, but one Richard Hughes may deem to be worth paying given Rodgers' quality and capacity to improve. Rodgers now an established England star. He scored 4 goals and added 3 assists in the Champions League last season for Villa, emphasizing his capability of performing right at the top level. This term, his output has dropped a little, but he is still a force to be reckoned with. Moreover, the former Middlesbrough player can play right across the front line, lining up at left wing, right wing, attacking midfield and even at centre forward throughout his time at Villa Park. Rodgers is expected to be included in England's FIFA World Cup squad for the tournament next summer, faring excellently in the recent international window with a goal versus Wales. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily news. Our fourth news is Liverpool transfer bombshell as midfielder could consider leaving. Liverpool could soon have a contract decision to make over one of their star midfielders. Alexis Mac Allister, 26, joined the Reds back in 2023 from Brighton in a bargain deal for around £35 million. Since then the Argentina international has become a Premier League champion, last season establishing himself as one of the best midfielders in the world, but towards the end of the title-winning campaign, it all appeared to catch up with the World Cup winner. Maka missed matches towards the end of the season owing to an injury hangover. Before a summer without a proper pre-season, will Liverpool renew Mac Allister's contract? In the 2025-26 campaign he hasn't been his usual self, leading to questions around his long-term future. Mac Allister is on a 5-year contract at Anfield, due to expire in 2028, and if Liverpool are going to seek to protect their investment, then the time for a new deal will soon be upon us, but Richard Hughes is facing a crucial decision. The sporting director has got to evaluate whether Mac Allister is on the wane or if his current ordinary form can be overcome. And if he decides the latter, then don't be surprised if the Reds listen to bids for their No. 10. Real Madrid is a huge club, says Mac Allister's father. Real Madrid are known to be interested as Xabi Alonso is still seeking a natural long-term successor to Luka Modric. Mac Allister could fit the bill, and now his father Carlos has weighed in on his transfer future. Admitting he was aware of rumors that Madrid were interested in his son, Mac Allister Sr. insisted that Alexis was happy at Anfield. But he did warn that owing to the size of Real Madrid that a bid for his services would surely be considered. I read the rumors, but that's all they were. There were no contacts, Mac Allister Sr. told AS. Anyway, it's always nice to see my son linked with the biggest clubs in the world. Real Madrid is a huge club, but so is Liverpool, and we have to be responsible and respect the club he belongs to and that believed in him. Mac Allister to decide on Real Madrid transfer. I must be prudent. He plays for Liverpool now, and in the future, if the opportunity arises and it's appropriate, he'll have to make his own decisions. That's what I've raised them for. I have the freedom to give them my opinion, and they have the obligation to do what they think is best. If Liverpool earned a £100 million sum for Mac Allister, then they could use that to sign a midfield replacement, and the likes of Aya Bouadi and Adam Wharton have been named as potential options. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our last news is special number 10 closing in on Liverpool first team move. Liverpool are spoiled for choice when it comes to their number 10s right now, and there's another special star in the making closing in on the first team. Last season it was Dominik Szoboszlai who set the standard. This season, he has raised his levels even more in the position. On top of that, Richard Hughes has brought in one of the best young players in world football in Florian Wirtz. The two of them are fighting it out for the position. Meanwhile, Harvey Elliott is still only out on loan at Aston Villa. Although he is likely to join the club on a permanent move, and his future is probably away from Anfield. That leaves a void for a third choice option to come in, and there's a special talent making a huge statement at the academy and closing in on the first team after earning a promotion this week. His name is AJ Yegua, and he's been one of the best players for Liverpool's U18 sides in the current campaign. Yegua's full name is Aiden Yeguadamasiewicz. He is of Polish descent and represents the Polish national team at youth international level. Last season, he made his debut for the U18s at 15 years, 6 months, and 2 days old. Yegua becomes the 7th youngest player in this century to debut at U18 level for Liverpool. He's debuted at a younger age than Jadon Danns, 15 years, 7 months, Curtis Jones, 15 years, 10 months, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, 15 years, 9 months, just to name a few of the club's most notable academy graduates in recent years. This makes him a special talent. Still only 16 years old, this season Yegua has played 688 minutes for the club's U18 side so far this season and has 2 goals and 3 assists. His performances have been so impressive that the youngster has already earned a call-up to the club's U19 team and was named on the bench against Real Madrid in the UEFA Youth League. This call-up takes him even closer to the first team. Yegua is now just one step away from earning himself an opportunity to rub shoulders with the seniors as he climbs his way up the academy ladder. A quick and strong player, his pressing game is impressive. He's also able to shrug his opponents off with ease. He's averaged 4.5 dribbles per 90 minutes for Liverpool so far this season and has succeeded in 60% of his attempts. On top of that, he's also averaged 5 progressive runs per 90 minutes as well. His constant running and energy makes him a really difficult player to go up against for defenders. Ultimately, he's definitely a player to keep a close eye on. He's been at the academy since he was 9 years old and he is very highly respected by the club's coaches. Given Slot's preference to play with number 10s, Yegua seems like a good fit for the first team and the way the Dutchman likes to play. Which is why there's a good chance in the coming years or even months he could get an opportunity at first team level. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.